Yeah, thanks very much, Jody. Thank you very much, Jody. Yes, it is National Boating Safety Awareness Week, so we are hanging out with the Vancouver Police Marine Unit this morning with the bare minimum of what you need to have on your boat to ensure you are safe this boating season. That's all coming up next on Breakfast Television. About preparation as we're looking towards National Boating Safety Awareness Week, fresh off a long weekend. Was it busy out there on the water this long weekend?
You know, the weather kind of slowed things down to a certain degree, but yesterday was a pretty busy day for people that came back.
Absolutely. And Norm, this is the kind of personal flotation device I remember when I was young. It's kind of old school. Yeah, this is the kind I used to wear on the beach as well. And it was brought to us at the Ready Set Inflate event. Somebody came up to me and said, "Is this one still good?" And I went, you know, a little bit of mildew here. It's probably been stored down with the fuel and the bilge. Little mildew. Yeah. So if in doubt, chuck those out. There's lots of other PFDs that are available to you. And that's probably the number one piece of safety equipment for boaters is the personal flotation device, now being termed by most agencies as a life jacket as opposed to the old style big clunky ones, right? What other kinds of things do we need to have as a bare minimum on our boat?
The other kind of things you're going to need as bare minimum, you can always find them in the Safe Boating Guide, which is provided to you online by Transport Canada. And we still have some of the old-fashioned publications here. We use these for boating safety checks. They'll tell you through all your vessels. Something important would be a throwing device or floating heaving line so you can retract anybody that falls off your boat. Hopefully they're wearing a PFD. And then a reboarding device could be as simple as this. Something to assist people to get back into your boat if you have a freeboard of over, say, you know, a foot and a half or well, they say 0.5 meters, but...
And then, of course, your first aid kit. You've got oars as well. Flashlights, super important, right?
Absolutely.
Lots of important information. Again, you can also go to the website for more details. As we are trying to stay safe on the water, we are going to be making our way out onto the water, Jody. That's coming up just after 7 o'clock on Breakfast Television. Exactly. So we're on the water right now with the Vancouver Police Marine Unit. By the way, celebrating 102 years. What do they do? Are they different? And how are they different than the Coast Guard? We've got all those details coming up at about 7:15 on Breakfast Television. Stay with us. Exactly, and I feel like, Norm, that am I an unofficial member now of the...
We'll make you an honorary member of the crew for the day.
I don't get extra entry into anywhere. I can just flash this.
No extra entry and no extra pay.
Hey, but tell you what, we're on one of your vessels here. Of course, we're hanging out with the Marine Unit. It's National Boating Safety Awareness Week. What is it that the Marine Unit does with respect to safety out there on the water?
Well, with respect to safety, we're a law enforcement agency on the water, so we like to try to educate people to the equipment and tactics that they need to employ to make sure that they keep themselves safe. Those people that want to work with us, we're willing to help them out. Those people that choose to ignore the things that we say, then we will take enforcement action and deal with it that way. So in the safety sort of scheme, we're the big stick, and the other guys are the guys who are trying to help everybody stay safe.
Okay, so let's say someone is speeding out on the water.
Absolutely.
You would be monitoring that?
Yeah, in areas like Falls Creek and Cole Harbour where we have speed enforcement or area restriction zones, yeah, we'd be monitoring that type of activity and any other unsafe activity, both from the criminal code perspective and from the Canada Shipping Act.
And of course, we're on a bigger vessel. This would be what kind of vessel that we're on specifically
here? Right now we're on the RG McBeath VC.
Okay.
So this is an 11-meter welded aluminum patrol vessel.
And then what about this one here that Constable Jamie's on?
This one here is a 5.9-meter Zodiac rigid hull inflatable boat. So this boat has air tubes in it, and it's a lot easier to bring alongside another vessel for conducting a check.
And very briefly, difference between Coast Guard and Marine Unit for anyone that's wondering.
The Coast Guard are your search and rescue organization. That's their primary function, and tending buoys and communication with larger ships and you know, running the traffic scheme and that sort of thing. We are a law enforcement agency, but as professional mariners, we have a responsibility to respond to search and rescue operations.
Excellent. Good information, Constable Jamie. We'll let you get off. We've got to do our bit of a safety briefing, Jody and Russ. So we're going to go do that, and we'll actually be out on the water coming up just after 7:30. You know, and it's always beautiful on the water, and we tend to forget that there are many hazards out here as well. Coming up next, we are going to discuss the hazards out in the water and how we can be safe as we head out this summer for National Boating Safety Week. That's all coming up on Breakfast Television. Stay with us. Well, I tell you what, Norm, you were saying first thing this morning about Russ Lacate's forecast.
Well, the forecast for the thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
I think that may be for later in the day.
Yep.
But I'd like to thank Russ for helping us out with boating safety, going by environmental design, we're calling it.
Exactly.
People just didn't come out as much. Yeah.
That's right. And it is National Boating Safety Awareness Week, so we are out on the water. And first things first, education and being safe on the water is super important.
Yeah, brutally important. Taking boater education is probably one of the best things you can do to make sure that you stay safe on the water. A good start, and every boater must have a proof of operator competency, and it could be the pleasure craft operator's card.
Right.
You know, that's your first step. Don't stop there. There's some other great programs out there. Canadian Yachting Association for one, and the Canadian Power Sail Squadron puts on great boater education courses.
Now, when we're out on the water, as beautiful as it is, there are several hazards. Let's talk through some of the hazards we're seeing even right now.
Yeah, so if we step in now to number 3 on our list, to be prepared. Being prepared means, you got to make sure you know your own skills, know the capability of your vessel, but also be aware of the surroundings around you. Situational awareness is huge.
So we're seeing things from planes to the cruise ships.
Exactly. So we have 46,000 takeoffs and landings in Vancouver Harbor every year of seaplanes. We have 300 cruise ships visit the port, or over 300 cruise ships every year, and then the sea bus running every 15 to 20 minutes. So that's just the start of the huge volume of commercial traffic that we have operating in this environment.
And I guess in a situation where, you've got a couple of vessels in one area, it really at the end of the day doesn't matter who the right-of-way is.
The collision regulations will govern your movements, but remember this, if you're in a small recreational vessel, you're dealing with a cruise ship or a deep-sea vessel traveling in the first Narrows, for example, you're obliged to stay to the right side of the channel and stay out of those vessels' way.
And you're losing that collision regardless. Doesn't matter who's right at that point. For more details on boating safety, you can go to the website, Michelle, but imagine you trying to report traffic reports on the water here. I think it'd be quite busy and it would be really hard to do. Thanks a lot, Norm. We'll see you coming up just after 8 o'clock. Now, Norm, in the carrying out of your duties as a Marine unit, sometimes a transfer is necessary, right? So this isn't something anyone's going to try at home, but this is something that you may have to do at any given point with someone.
Something that we practice for, to transfer personnel or equipment and oftentimes patients or casualties from one vessel to another while underway. Gives us a little bit more stable platform, and you don't have the rise and fall of the boats at 2 separate paces.
And we need to do this moving right now, so we're going about 5 knots.
About 5 knots.
So how am I going to do this here?
You're just going to step up here onto the rail, grab a hold of this, and
so
come back to me.
step on it like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Step down onto the boat.
And step down onto the boat.
Onto the tube.
Yep. And just like that.
And you're in.
And I'm in. So once again, National Boating Safety and Awareness Week. We're going to continue on to the water. Let's go, Constable, if we can. I love how I'm giving the Constable orders.
Gibson.
We'll see you in a couple minutes just after 8:30 again with more safety. Let's go. Awesome. See ya.
That was an officially don't try this at home, kids. Don't try this at home. Usually
Dawn tries anything.
She will do it all. I have enough trouble stepping off a stopped boat onto a dock. Honestly.
Woohoo! I'm good. And we're experiencing the full forecast right now out here on the water. It's National Boating Safety Awareness Week. So we're going to talk about the key elements to ensuring you're safe on the water. Part of it is being prepared. And how do you get out of the water if you make your way in? We've got that coming up in just a few moments. Stay with us. You're watching Breakfast Television. Yeah, thank you very much. And we are out on the water. And this is a view we don't get to see too often, Norm. And really, we don't want to be seeing this kind of view this close, do we?
No, you don't. Especially if you're out on the open ocean and this fellow's underway. Right now, he's at anchor. But you can see about 110,000 times larger than our vessel.
No kidding.
So we'd like to stay out of the way of them, give them some common courtesy. They're working, they're doing a job. We're out here sometimes recreating and playing.
And we're talking about boating safety. It is National Boating Safety Awareness Week. We have talked about the importance of the PFDs.
Absolutely.
Drinking out on the water.
Yeah. Drinking and boating is a definite no-no. If you want to do the drinking, wait till you've done the boating.
Right.
The effects of alcohol can be greatly compounded by the environmental effects of wind, wave, and sun.
Well, now we're in a situation where, let's say someone has gone overboard.
Sure, we're going to the prepared thing. Jamie's always going overboard. He likes being in the water. So you got to know how to get this person back to your boat and back into the boat. So you have your throw bag here. You're holding on to the good end.
Okay.
This is the side you're going to throw, and you're going to throw it out towards Jamie so you can bring him back in.
You know I'm not a very good aim, but
that's okay. We've got another one. Perfect.
Oh, not bad. Hey, and just pull him in?
Right into his hand. Just pull them right in.
Now, as someone who's pulling someone in, what do I have to do? Be safe. Hand over hand?
Just make sure that you're well positioned. Like you've got your knee that's placed against the hull. You're solid. You're not going to go in after him. Just pull nice and slow. He'll come into you. And then Janet and Murray will show you how to bring someone back into the boat if they're not able.
Excellent. We'll let them continue to do that as I give you out the websites and everything. Again, for more details on how to be safe out on the water, it is National Boating Safety Awareness Week. You can go to the website for more details, but safety first. We can all have fun out on the water, Jody and Russ, but safety first. And look at that. Just like that, I pulled them in and they're pulling them out. They're way stronger than I am. Thanks again to the Marine Unit for having us out this morning.
Oh, our pleasure.